I spent the last 3 years on this channel telling you that parlays are a tax on people who can't do math. That stays true. Most parlays are designed to lose. Sportsbooks make 35% of their parlay revenue from same-game parlays specifically because the math is rigged against you. But there is one structure, one specific build with real correlation math behind it that actually hits 85% of the time when you filter it correctly. And the 2026 World Cup is the single best event of the year to be able to run it on. I'm going to show you exactly how it works, why it works, and how to find the right matches in the next 30 days. Let me explain why most same-game parlays are a trap, so you understand what we're avoiding. When you bet a regular parlay, the sportsbook multiplies the odds together. 2 minus 110 bets become plus 264. The math is clean. The book has a small hold built in, but you can calculate your edge. Same-game parlays are different. They're priced by a correlation engine. The book looks at how related the legs are to each other and adjusts the payout accordingly. If 2 legs are negatively correlated, the SGP pays more. If they're positively correlated, the SGP pays less. Here's the trap. Most retail bettors build SGPs around things that feel related but actually have weak correlation, like the star player to score plus the team to win. Both teams to score plus over 2.5 goals, first goal scorer plus the exact result. These structures look like they should be connected. The book's algorithm knows the real correlation is weaker than people think, and they price the SGP at a level where the book holds 20 to 35% on average. That's not a sportsbook trying to be evil. That's a sportsbook pricing math better than the bettor. Most SGPs lose long term because the bettor is paying a hidden tax for guessing at a correlation they don't actually understand. So how do you win? You find the structures where the book is underpricing positive correlation, where 2 legs are so tightly linked that if one hits, the other almost certainly hits too. And you stick those 2 together in that structure. This is the part most channels won't teach you because they sell parlays for a living. Almost every profitable same game parlay has the same DNA. It's 2 legs only, never 3, not 7, not 10. Both legs need to be highly correlated in the same direction. When one wins, the other should win almost automatically. Both legs need to have high standalone probability. We're not chasing payouts, we're stacking probability. And the bet only works on matches with a specific structure. Heavy favorite, clear talent gap, group stage or early tournament, not knockout, not late tournament fatigue spots. The World Cup group stage is the cleanest possible environment for this. You have the biggest talent gaps of any major tournament because 48 teams are now in the field, half of whom have no business being there. You have favorites motivated to score early to secure goal differential for tiebreakers, and you have books pricing these matches like club football matches, even though World Cup group stage favorites historically overperform their lines. Let me show you the exact build behind them. This is the 4 filter system. If a match passes all 4 filters, you build the SGP. If it misses one, then you skip it. No exceptions. Let's start with the first one. Step 1 is going to be the ranking gap. The favorite must be top 15 in the FIFA World Rankings. Okay, so top 15. Their opponent must be ranked 40 or lower or be a tournament debutant. So it needs to be 40 or lower. This right here is the talent gap filter. Top 15 teams have squad depth, tactical structure, and starting 11s with mostly Champions League level players. Sub 40 teams are usually built around 1 or 2 stars with a thin supporting cast. In a 90-minute match with 1 ball and 22 players, the talent gap shows up. It almost always shows up early. If the gap isn't there, the system doesn't work. France versus Belgium has too narrow a gap. France versus a debutant has that gap. Now let's go ahead and get step 2, which is going to be stage. This must be in the group stage to qualify. Now there is an exception with this though. The 3rd group stage is a bit dangerous because the favorite has often clinched advance and may rotate the squad. That's where the upsets happen. Saudi Arabia beating Argentina in 2022 was a first match upset, but the pattern of weird results clusters in 3rd matches when teams are managing minutes, resting stars are already through. 1st and 2nd group matches are when top teams play their A team and try to seal qualification early. That's where our window lies. Now, step 3 is going to be the price of what we need to get this at. Our money line favorite needs to be between minus 300 and minus 700. If the price is shorter than minus 300, the gap is too small, and we're paying too much for too little of a probability. If the price is longer than minus 700, the book is signaling that something is wrong, often an injury or a tactical concern that we don't see in the ranking. Stay in the band. This band is the sweet spot historically. World Cup favorites priced from minus 300 to minus 700 in group stage win at roughly 90% over the last 4 tournaments. That's the foundation we build on. Now let's go ahead and get to step 4. Step 4 is going to be the build. Let's build it. Now what it's going to be is it's going to be 2 legs. Okay, one leg is going to be the money line. Second leg is going to be the team total for this right here that correlates with our money line over 1.5 goals. That's it. No 3rd leg, no player props, no corner markets, just these 2. Here's why these 2 legs work together. When a heavy favorite wins a World Cup group stage match against an outclassed opponent, they almost always score 2 or more goals. The historical rate is around 88%. Heavy favorites that score only 1 goal in group stage matches usually draw or get the result late, not win comfortably. The two legs are tightly correlated in the same direction. The book's SGP engine prices this correlation, but historically prices it conservatively because the correlation model is trained on Premier League and Champions League data that don't fully capture how lopsided World Cup group stage matches are. The book typically prices this SGP at plus 150 up to minus 220. The true joint probability based on historical results is closer to 85%, which would price this at minus 565. That gap between what the book charges and what the math says is your edge. Compounded across the 25 group stage matches that meet all 4 filters, and then you have a meaningful edge over a 30-day window. Now let me go ahead and walk you through a real life example. We're going to look at Portugal versus D Congo. Group stage match, Group K, first match for both teams, NRG Stadium in Houston. Let's go ahead and run the filters on this matchup. First one is the ranking gap. Portugal is top 10. Congo is somewhere in the 60s. No comparable squad depth. Gap is there, so it passes step 1. Now let's go ahead and get to step 2. This is the first matchup, so it is in the group stage, and again, it is in the first group stage. So that ends up passing. Now let's get to step 3 and let's see what the prices are here for this. Portugal's money line is sitting at about minus 350 right now. Right in the middle of the minus 300 to minus 700 band that we're looking for. Now let's go get to step 4 and let's build that out. All right, we're going to take Portugal money line and Portugal over 1.5 goals. Portugal is at minus 350, which is roughly 78% implied probability. Portugal to score 2 or more goals is priced at about minus 250, which is roughly 72% implied probability. Now, if you naively multiply these two probabilities, you get about 57%. But the two legs are tightly correlated. When Portugal wins this match, history says they score 2 or more goals close to 90% of the time. Heavy favorites that scrape a 1-0 win in World Cup group stage are the exception, not the rule. So when you get a 90% probability for Portugal to win and a 90% probability for Portugal to get 2 goals, that gives us a true probability of 81%. Now when you put these two together, we're getting minus 260, which is going to give us an implied probability of 72%, but we have a real probability of 81%, thus giving us a plus 9% edge on that play. Now that's positive expected value. You bet it, you move on. You then look for the next match that passes all 4 filters. But here's the thing. This might take you all day to research just one of these. It might take you a couple hours, okay? But to research every single one, it will take you a long time. To fast forward through all of this and just get the answers sent within seconds, all you got to do is use the Linemaker AI. Inside the Linemaker AI, you just plug in these 4 steps right here, and next thing you know, you have your answer within seconds. If you guys want to try this out and see exactly how to use this in the World Cup, make sure you guys click the link in the description. Now, across the group stage, you're going to find roughly 20 to 25 of these probably. That's 20 to 25 separate SGPs, each one with positive expected value. Each one that's going to be independent of the other. This is not build a 12-leg parlay and hope. This is methodical, repeated execution of a single structure that the math says should hit at 80 to 88% over a meaningful sample. So like I said, if you want to find every match that meets these 4 filters during the 2026 World Cup, you could do this manually, but it will take you probably a couple hours, if not all day, to find every single matchup that follows this criteria. If you want those answers within seconds by just plugging in the filters, make sure you guys click the link in the description and use the Linemaker AI, because you'll literally have this in about seconds and you'll be able to move on and it'll save you a ton of time. As always, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, I'm out.